now you and I are considered to be tech enthusiasts, but I've never heard of this tech service that implements some sort of AI and you're texting with this person. I'm not quite sure, like, what is the actual blueprint for communication? What if 1,000 people? Yeah, I mean, she's pretty popular. What if a
Oh, it's
thousand
limited.
people?
It's limited. How can she
Oh,
text 1,000 people?
well, it's limited to.
Doesn't say.
All right, we have to bring the website up. So I just, yeah, I don't know. I mean, why not just something like a Patreon for her? I mean, she could do tons of different tiers, and I know I look at the Y files. They have a Patreon where one of their tiers is a Zoom call with all the people in that tier. I guess like a $50 or $100 tier, or maybe even more, and that is limited to spots of however many. So then, boy, you have a live stream with the Y files team, and you can communicate, turn your camera on, do all that stuff, and they do it on their schedule of a 30-minute or 60-minute basis. So why wouldn't you do it that way? What's the texting as opposed to replying to tweets or a Patreon where you're messaging or replying to comments, much like we do, reply to messages and comments on Patreon. What's the thing that makes it worth $100 a month? That's my question.
My theory is, because one, it just sounds
she's
like
more over than me. That's why. That would be first.
I'm not sure about that. One, it sounds like a 1-900 sex chat service, the way it's described, because it keeps using the word discreetly. Oh, sorry, I didn't directly. I didn't say discreetly and privately. I'm making it worse, quite frankly. Personal, one-to-one, exclusive. But here's the thing: is she's got to be making 7 figures a year, right? With AEW,
I heard she's getting somewhere near $5 million a year.
I don't think it'd be 5. Well, who knows?
Listen,
who knows?
after $1 million, dude. Listen, I'm gonna repeat it right now. We got to cut it off right now. Logan Paul, look at this long square head. It fits right. Here's the bottle cap. Here's the bottle or the neck. And then this right here. And then James will be renamed Jeff for one night. $1 million. Ha ha. Oh, aha. Aha. Yes. Do it for Sabu.
Here's my theory. Is that people, they're not saying it's AI. The fans are suggesting it's AI. I'm looking at the screen grab now. In fact, I'm going to do you. Here we go. I'll crop that slightly, but this is the screen grab I'm looking at right now. I'm sorry, Stevie, you can't see it. And it's just got some text messages back and forth. It doesn't look that impressive, quite frankly. But it just looks like a texting service. But here's the thing, is that she, once again, is making 7 figures a year, right? She's not hurting for money. We all want more. That's how it goes. But the thing is that if you're making 7 figures a year, then why would you just sit on your phone all day to make an extra 10 grand a month or whatever it is? Texting, that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to dedicate your entire days texting to random fans all day for a service. But it does make sense if these are automated text messages or someone else is doing them for you.
That's my question. Is it a thing where there's text services like companies or rec centers or government or any of that stuff that put out text alerts? Like we could sign up for a text service to say, this week on the Stevie Richards show, we're going to dedicate an episode to Sabu. Then people can answer and we can use those as comments. Now, I don't know what the personal element of that. This is an automated text service before AI that you can schedule text, put them up. It's like a newsletter. Here's what we got. We got a BWO t-shirt for sale, things like that. That I can get. Hey, there's a way for me to let my fans know what I'm up to, what my schedule is, and you get some exclusive photos or whatever of me working out or whatever. It's like a Patreon. But why wouldn't you just do a Patreon? They have the infrastructure set up for tiers, for limits, for selling digital products, for selling physical product. Like Patreon's a pretty good platform, and they don't take anywhere near as much as like a YouTube membership or other things. Plus, in our case, we can put stuff up that's not going to be copyright claimed or content ID'd, and we're free to play sound and all that stuff. So I don't understand why she wouldn't do this service And this is somebody that tries to. We talk about cinema cameras, 6K, 12K, trying to beat the brakes off Devon and Maven with their quality. But it's supposedly all we got to do is just charge people $100 a month to text me. So that's good. Even Cameo. This girl could make. I don't know if she has a Cameo, but she could charge $100 a Cameo and make the same 10 grand a month. Talking to fans, they would probably accept her 20-second cameo and be fine with it.
Yeah, but here's the thing. She would have to be involved in that. Whereas this text thing, she doesn't. This is completely passive income.
So she has a service doing the whole creation of the text, what it's going to be, and how do you interact with it? So does she have somebody pretending to be her?
No,
answering?
I think it'd be AI. I know a couple of people who work with... Right, AI, for what we use that's publicly available, is crap for the most part, right? But some AI that I know that some companies use is so good now that they have customer service people who answer and will interact with you, with the ums and ahs and unsures and, try and have them be a real person.
Amazon does a great job of that.
They're not. Yeah, yep. Exactly. And it'd be so much easier just to do that in text messages. I mean, you've got AI, completely robotic, whatever, psychologists. Even though it'll say this is not a real psychologist, this is ChatGPT or a version of it or whatever the engine it uses. But it will interact with you almost as well as a real person will now, because it's advancing so much, this technology, so quickly. I think this is what it is. This is just a bunch of passive income for $100 a month for people to at least think they're texting Mercedes Mone. That's what I think this is.
But they're sniffing it out already. The fans, she hasn't said anything. The people that run whatever service haven't admitted to this, but the fans are suspecting that it's AI. Here's my question. It's 2025. I think everybody is pretty aware of the economy and things are tightening up, layoffs, things like that. Everybody right now is unstable, at least for the most part financially, or they're just thinking $100 is a lot of money. It's enough to fill up, you can't even fill up more than one grocery bag for $100 anymore. So you're going to put $100 into this. And I'm not saying this girl's not a star and there's not going to be people doing it. My question is, it doesn't seem like it's clear on exactly what the service is, that they haven't fleshed out. Like in our Patreon, I go back to that because it's like it took a while to figure it out, but we defined what it is. Watch alongs on Monday, behind the scenes, show notes Wednesday or Thursday, pre-show Friday, and then whatever else in between of our process. People get that. With this, what are you getting? Everybody deserves, hey, it's a free market, it's a free country, somewhat. But if she can make $10,000 doing this and people will pay for it, who are we to say it's not worth it? But I don't know what it is.
Exclusive, one-to-one, personal, private. As I say, it's got like sex chat lingo in it. Here's something else. Get my private number that only my superfans can use. Spots are extremely limited, quote. So if you want to chat with me directly, don't wait. Let's make this happen. Be the first to know with blah, 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 and just like figure it out for early access and all that kind of thing.
Can somebody share that private number with us and we'll test it out live on the show?
That'd be so fun. Well, here's the thing then. That'll be another way to find out that it isn't actually her private number, is because if you just gave that so-called private number to somebody else, would they react to you in the same way? Or would they have a clearance kind of thing where they know this number's not authorized, not paid, and etc.?
I want to repeat this again in a different way. I have no problem with this person at all. And I have no problem with them trying to make money and trying to capitalize on their popularity. Even making 7 figures, if she's taking this money and doing whatever she wants with it, if people want to pay it and they get satisfaction and they think they're talking to her, or God forbid, hopefully they might be some sort of real interaction with Mercedes Mone, that's great. I'm just saying, you're more, how can you be so much younger than me and so much more grizzled? I'm giving people the benefit of the doubt when they screwed me over 150 times in my career. I'm so gullible.
It's just suckers. Some people are born. I'm not saying you, but whoever pays this is a born sucker. If you think you're texting Mercedes Monet,
Now,
absolutely you're not.
now, if you said you will be texting directly and privately with Mercedes Monet's cat, oh my goodness, we got Mr. Cupcake. How are you today?
That's funny. Hi, Mercedes. What are you doing today? I'm with my dog trainer trying to potty train Bugs Bunny. So there you go. You could actually ask, just for $100 a month, you could ask those burning questions. Right. We're going to ask you one more.
Hello, insert name here.
That's what it is. That's what it is. It's just a form that's filled in, I'm telling you.
Did you ever experience that where you walked up to somebody and you know they forgot your name and all that stuff? And you're like, hey, how you doing, James? And you're like, hey, you?
Yeah, I've done that to a lot of people. I remember once, right, someone, like, this was like when I was 18, 19, and we'd hung out loads together. And he walked up to me, shook me and said, hey, and I went, James. I went, yeah, how have you been? And I just went, what do you care how I've been? You don't even remember my name. And I just walked straight off. I remember that vividly.
Yeah, and I absolutely can concur by knowing James. Even we're coming up on a year right now that absolutely happened, knowing James' personality.
Yeah, but honestly,
no filter, no BS. You're basically Sabu.
Yeah, I was just like, what do you care? You don't even know my name. Anyway, forget it.
I think that's why Sabu really liked you and texted you at 5 a.m. and would do the interview.
That was still
he knew
weird.
he knew you were just as grizzled as him.